Hi guys, yo, yo, yo. Can you guys hear us? Can you hear us? Yeah, you hear? Yes or no? All right, guys. So, again, Arthur Steffen, Martin Huber, and our special guest,
Rene Westphal. Hi.
Rene. Today we have a German guest from the German community, and we'd love to share more on Rene and on our stuff, on iFactory 3D, on the campaign, on the belts, and we have something special for you tonight. It's gonna be our office. We're gonna get fully naked. We're gonna show you our office. We're gonna show where the magic happens, where we are preparing stuff for you guys. So please drop us your questions that you have for this week. We will again introduce our story for the new guys to you, where we come from, what happened about the belts. Then Rene will share his insights he had today, and then we're gonna show you our office. So, I mean, don't get naked. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna get naked and dance with the print belter print. Woo! So let me ask you, Martin. Martin, how comes? What is our story? What's the history about it? Maybe where did we start 2.5 years ago?
So 2.5 years ago, we had a very small office here in Düsseldorf in the media harbor, and we needed a lot of 3D printed parts. So I had a lot of printers, but it was a lot of work to manage all of them. So I built a belt printer for us, and that worked quite good. And we produced a lot of parts with it. That helped us a lot. I also showed it on the open source festival here in Düsseldorf, and made it completely open source. And at the same time, I started to work with artwork, founding companies, and yeah, we have this technology. We were working on it all the time, trying out new belts, building new printers, and then in this year, Arthur and me said, yeah, why not make more out of this technology? Make it more accessible to everybody, so everybody can benefit from the advantages of the belt printer. So we started on Kickstarter.
We started on Kickstarter. So here's already the first question about from Inno3D team. Rene, who are you? What do you here? Rene will respond in German.
Ja, okay.
He feels more comfortable with.
Yes.
And I will translate. So Rene, who are you? What do you here? What do you do here?
Ja, also ich bin sozusagen ein 3D-Druck-Enthusiast, der vor 2,5 Jahren angefangen hat, mit dem 3D-Druck-Thema sich zu beschäftigen. Und ja, seitdem hat sich so eine Passion entwickelt, wo sich dann über die Jahre hinweg schon einiges getan hat.
Well, he's a passionate 3D printing enthusiast, doing that for 2.5 years, and English is much shorter than German.
Ja. Und ja, seitdem hat sich dann bei mir quasi auch eine kleine Printerlandschaft entwickelt, wo ich mittlerweile 10 Drucker zu Hause stehen habe.
Well, within the last 2.5 years, he has over 10 printers, and you even have your own channel now?
Yes, ich habe meinen eigenen YouTube-Channel, 3D generiert. Und ja, genau, 3D generiert. Und den betreibe ich jetzt seit Anfang des Jahres und ja, bin stetig am Wachsen.
Well, his channel is 3D generiert basically, and he's already doing that for the beginning of this year, and his channel is growing. So look out for the channel 3D generiert. Yeah. All right, and more of you we will talk later. What was your experience with us? What have you seen? And as well, what do you expect from us in the future? So Martin, 2.5 years ago, you built the first belt printer. Maybe tell us a little bit, even what inspired you, who inspired you before that?
Yeah, of course. I saw a first belt printer of William Steele. I saw this. There was Sechi Coyote King. I hope I get the name right. He did a lot of great videos on belt printers and made everything open source. That was really great. And of course, I also had a look at the black belt that also came up around this time.
Yes. I mean, and black belt is actually done by a German guy. Yeah. So, and what happened? I mean, tell us now your story. How you came along with the first builder? Why? I mean, what made you to build the first printer? You already said, and what made you to keep on improving them?
Yeah. So. I love 3D printing, so 3D printing is also my hobby, not what I do as my job. I was active in the 3D printing community since 2012, mainly here in the local community in Düsseldorf, in the local makerspace. I did a 3D printing meetup every Wednesday, and so I love to tinker around with 3D printers. I also love to build them. And so I kept on improving the belt printer, just sometimes more out of fun, more out of curiosity, because I really like to do this.
And tell us about your journey about improving the belt printers, because we already have 2 sessions where we shared with you on the belt, but we're still getting a lot of questions about the belt, and some people even think it's super easy to just get a belt. Martin, you have brought again belts with you. Tell us about them.
First a new one or?
The best at the end.
Best at the end. So let's see. Let's start from a history point. So the first belts we made ourselves. These are made from aluminium foil and Kapton tape. We actually made these ourselves on a laminator, and you can print on them. It shows the concept. It works somehow, but it's really not perfect. It's very hard to get these flat. Yeah. And then we further tried with other materials, so with other belts that have a smoother surface, that are stiffer. But again, you have the problem with the tape, that it is very waved. It's really impossible to get this flat. We had more textured belts that are out of textiles, but these are not very heat resistant. They get burned very quickly.
Show.
So these are also not so great.
What is this for material? Nylon or what is this?
I think it's nylon. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you speak English?
A little bit.
Here's a belt with PET tape. And we decided against a belt with tape because you always have to remove the tape, make new tape, and you're always retaping the belt. We didn't want this to happen. We want a belt that is ready to use, that you have no maintenance with it. And so we came to a nylon belt. This one was like the first belt that was good. So we printed a lot on it, as you can see. This is a good material, but it's not strong enough. So this can flex very easily. So when you're warping, this won't be so good. And then what we used the last time were these belts. This is one of our oldest belts. This was now continuously in our printer farm for months, for a really long time. It's still working. It just looks a bit used. And you can see the joint. That was one big problem because the parts stick too well to the joint, so it got a bit damaged. But now, what we have now,
Ta 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 ta.
this is the very new belt. They just arrived 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So this is the newest from us. This has a much smaller finger joint. This has a special coating on the finger joint, so the surface is everywhere the same. You can't feel the joint in any way. So there's really the same printing surface everywhere. And because the joint is smaller, it's also easier to drive this belt over the rollers. So.
Das war, du musst das gleich wieder übersetzen, das war auch genau der größte Knackpunkt, den ich hatte bei dem Belt, meine größte Befürchtung, dass man dementsprechend hier die Nähte spürt. Das heißt, man würde sie ja dann gegebenenfalls auf dem Druck dann auch sehen, auf der Unterseite. Hat man hier, also man fühlt ja wirklich gar nichts mehr und das finde ich super. Absolut.
So that was his biggest worry, or Rene's biggest worry, that actually that will be the problem later on. The weakest part, and yeah, you don't feel it.
Yeah, super.
What else? It's flamed. Can you what?
Yeah. So there are also problems with fuzzy stuff coming off the belt and sticking to the print. We also had that problem at the joint, but now there's a special coating and a flame treatment, so there is nothing on the belt. Also for the edges. That these are very, very smooth, and that there is no fuss, no fuzzles. I don't know what's in English. And so that you have a really smooth edge.
There's a question from Johan. It was said that the CR30 belt cannot withstand higher print temperature than 240, higher than 240. How about our belt?
240?
I mean, this is from the CR30. So the CR30 has problems over 240. Where
that is not because of the belt, it's because of the PTFE inliner in the hot end.
So Martin is a chemist, so he can actually explain you why from the chemical perspective the other belt has issues. So what's the temperature about our belt?
This can withstand up to 100 degrees on the bed.
No, it's printing the nozzle. It's because here.
If you hit this belt with a 240 degrees Celsius nozzle, you will have a mark on the belt. So this cannot withstand 240 degrees. So it's still a polymer belt. So you need to level it, and if you run the nozzle in the belt, it will leave a mark.
So maybe then to rephrase it from Johan. That will happen to the other belt as well. It's so maybe you mean something else. Basically about what materials can you print on that in terms of, because some materials need to go for a bit higher temperatures.
Yeah. So there's one issue with the PTFE inliner. So also on our printer also has the PTFE inliner, and at higher temperatures the PTFE starts to degrade. So that goes up to 260 degrees. After 260 degrees, you get a lot of degradation of the PTFE inliner. So you cannot go higher than 260, and it's like recommended to have at 240. 240 is then the PTFE inliner lasts longer, but you can print at higher temperatures. You can print at 250, at 260, but you need to keep in mind that your inliner won't last that long, and you should have a high quality inliner. That also helps with the degradation.
So there's a question from M14 SRV. I still don't get why it's stitched like that, and why can the belt be made in a single piece? Maybe...
You mean in one single line? We tried that. We also had a belt that is just in one single line, but then this single line is very stiff. So you get problems on the rollers. You have different heights, so it's not that easy. So we tried different joining methods and different surfaces, and this was the best in our tests.
I think the question was why this doesn't make as a tube without a stitch, wie beim Schlauch. Es gibt ja Schläuche, die dann dementsprechend abgestrichen werden. Und ich glaube, das meint er als Einstieg.
That's not how this material is made. So this is not how the material is made. So because they make this on a super big roll, the material, and then they take some of them, cut it, and then put it together. So it's, I think it would be very hard in an industrial process to make these, and because everybody wants them at a different lengths. So you would have to produce them all in like one diameter that everybody wants. So that does not make sense. So that is like a technical limitation. You could do it, but it won't be very practical.
And guys, please drop us the question. Here you have the experts. Ask them as much as you can. Well, there's another question about, is it removable and easy to replace? Is there a possibility to get spare ones?
Yes, you can get spare ones from us.
Is it easy to remove and exchange?
Yes, John. Our engineer needs like 50 minutes to do it, so it's not that hard to do.
Yeah. Right. So, anything else we should know about the belt? What can you do in order to that the belt can last longer? How to take care of that? What materials, maybe what quality? Can you maybe comment on that? How the users can extend the durability of the belt?
Yeah, don't hit it with the nozzle. Please level it that you don't damage it. You can't rip this apart, so this won't break. You just will have a small mark. Or you can't melt through it. We never had that. So it is very strong and very hard to really destroy it. This can withstand a lot, and so you need to look that you have the right tension, that is printing fine, and otherwise there's really not that much to do to this belt, because it's all about the idea that it's as automatic as possible.
All right. I am new of the 3D print world, so maybe my question is a stupid one. What about bed leveling? Is it more necessary with your 45 degrees and the belt? From Luca.
Leveling is actually easier on a belt printer because the nozzle only touches one small line on the belt. So you only have to level this small line. So you have 3 points. You need to set the distance to the belt at the middle, and then you have 2 screws at each end, and then you see that this line is aligned, and that's it. So everything else, this is the only touching point to the belt. The rest is printed at the part itself. So it's really easy to level them, and these printers are very forgiving.
Forgiving.
They are. Yeah.
Okay, it's a wonderful term. To balance the wear, from James, can you work with that question, or is it more something internal in the chat? You have to level.
Maybe he means that you don't print always at the same place. We also had these questions. So people in print farms, of course, when they always print the same part, then the wear in the middle will be a lot. But what you can do, you can print your parts in a different order. So you place your parts on the belt like this, and then always the same pattern is printed on the printer. So always like this, and then it starts over. So always so that the wear is all over the same belt,
And
the same pattern.
a question that we had before: can you do that as well in Cura?
Yes, yeah, yes, it's no problem. You just have to place the parts in the pattern you want, and then it's printed.
How from Zach? How well does something like ABS hold onto the belt?
So it holds very well to the belt, but you need to keep in mind the iFactory one is not enclosed, so you can't print big ABS parts, only small parts. And yeah, so if you want to print ABS on the iFactory one, you need to enclose it. And to enclose it, you can, for example, put it in 2 Kallax from IKEA. 2 Kallax have the perfect size for it, so it's very easy to enclose it.
All right. From M14 SRV. So with the leveling in the middle and the lining up of the rollers, is the belt under tension or much stress? So with the leveling in the middle and the lining up of the rollers, is the belt under tension or much stress?
Both.
That's it? Both. Will there need to be an E-step calibration for each axis? It's one. And the second question, is it any different that the 20mm cube calibration for Cartesian printer?
So the E-steps, I think you mean the extruder, these need to be calibrated before the first print. So you are sure that your extruder works well, but maybe you're asking for the motors that drive the belt. Yes, you calibrate the belt in that way that you place something at the edge of the heated bed, and then you say it move 100 millimeters, and then it moves, and then you measure, did it move 100 millimeters or not? And then you can calculate the steps. There is a guide in our manual to do this, and then you can calibrate the belt, so it's working correctly.
What is with the calibration of X and Y?
Yeah, so that is there is no calibration needed,
okay,
because you always have the tooth in the pulleys, and it's a core XY, so
yeah, okay.
It doesn't matter how it moves. It's always a fixed correlation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Okay. Then something about IKEA. Right. Tell me maybe a little bit. Okay, Oliver asked how often I have to level the nozzle.
If you ask me, not that often. So as I said, these printers are very forgiving.
So you can cheat on them.
They need to be quite off, that the print does not work at all. So we don't have to re-level them that often, and we print with them all the time. So
let me ask you a bit differently. What problems might occur for somebody who used Cartesian printers before and now moves to that printing? What problems might occur?
I think the biggest problem is the orientation of the parts. You get a knot in your head thinking about this, because it's not printed like this, but it's printed like this. So it's completely different, and you need to think about the orientation, because nearly every part, if you have the right orientation, you can print without any support. And also when you design it, You need to rethink how it's printed in the design, and that is a big step at the beginning.
Ja. Ja, also das ist auch definitiv auch das, was man beachten muss, dass man dementsprechend auch bedenkt, dass er halt im 45-Grad-Winkel halt druckt, ne, dementsprechend sich aufbaut. Das Schöne ist halt, wie du schon gesagt hast, es eröffnet ganz andere Möglichkeiten zu drucken. Es eröffnet insofern ganz andere Möglichkeiten zu drucken, dass man auch gewisse Art die Überhänge auch ganz anders betrachten kann. Was natürlich bestimmte Sachen, die wirklich schwer sind, in Überhängen zu drucken im normalen kartesischen Druckverfahren, sind damit wesentlich einfacher umzusetzen.
So 45 degrees printing opens up new possibilities,
Yeah.
especially with the overhangs, that you don't need to use you don't have to have the overhangs with as you have in some Cartesian printers. So it opens new opportunities and so on. How is going the AI error recognition? Let's ask how is it going?
Maybe an update on the software in general. So for all of the software, we have an alpha version. So there is a running version of all of them. And also for printer guard, it can already detect some errors. Arthur, do you know which? 2 or 3 or so?
No,
Something
so
like this.
so now, as we talk today, it's spaghetti and I don't know. I think warping.
Yeah, they're working on stringing,
warping,
detaching,
yes,
mid-air printing.
So 5 problems. Printer guard is basically focusing on. We're training printer guard on 5 problems now. How well? What's going? We have a print farm, and with the screens that are attached. It's trained all the time. So at the moment, printer guard is in the alpha version. So that's why we just launched it in March. Yeah. So for the Christmas backers, printer guard is not yet turned on or inside, and we then submit an update by March, and then it's inside. Like a Tesla car, you buy a Tesla car today, and some days or some months it's even better than you bought it originally. Cool. Yeah. So a little bit about maybe there was a question about what's the best precision we can print. I mean, we did two successful prints with quality of 0.01. It's somewhere here. I've updated it for the Kickstarter backers, and tomorrow we will upload it on social media. It took us a lot of time. It was a cube, and it took us a lot of, I think, 16 hours or something.
Yeah, like one day.
Yes. A belt printer is normally not a device if you want to go for that. I mean, it's easier for you to I don't know, to get another brand farm, just put them next to each other, then have it faster. I mean, this is not the
Yeah, but it is very fast on the belt printer.
It is, yeah, but if you want to have like
it's possible
simultaneously something. So for that kind of quality, the belt printer is, we have done very, very good prints with 0.025, 0.05.
Normally we printed 0.2 or so like a normal layer height. That doesn't take these ridiculous times. This also works very well. Also, we did a print at 300 millimeters per second, so very fast prints are also possible. Then the prints are, of course, very fast. And the dimensional deviation in the Kickstarter test that we did was only 0.02 millimeter. So the accuracy of this printer is phenomenal. So for technical parts, it is really very good.
So basically, you have a printer that you can't upset, and then it's phenomenal as well. Okay. Have you tested larger nozzles? By C.J. Croft.
Yes, we have. Actually, the 0.025, I think the first print we did was with a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. That was actually a mistake of us, but it did work. We have tested 0.6 and 0.8, I think. These are both possible, but you need to have in mind that this printer does not have a volcano or a super volcano. So with such a large nozzle, you are limited by the heater block. So that will be your print speed limitation.
Then there was a question about printer guard. If you can send us pictures or videos. The question was by James. Actually, the intention is to do the following. If we can train printer guard, or if we can continue to train printer guard so that it can continue to learn and send the data to the cloud, that we give you a better deal on printer guard in order to use it continuously, because our model on that is you get it for several months for free. You can test it. It's like a freemium model, and we of course want to make printer guard the best software in the market over some time, and therefore we need basically like collaboration with you guys, that you kind of allow us to train printer guard, and therefore we give you a much better deal, or even some months for free for that. So that's going to be the model for that. But more we will launch over December or even January, because printer guard at the moment is still in development. It's going to cost us, of course, in terms of running the servers. It's not cheap, but we will work out a model for that fits both you guys and us to make it work. So then enough 3D. Hi William. Basically, yeah, the new you will receive the new belt. You will receive some goodies on our side, because we overall have about 5 printers, maybe 6 printers spread it all over the world. 2 printers got missing, like totally lost. Right, from Garb, is it an all metal hot end?
No, it's a PTFE line hot end.
Okay. Any more questions? Wait, just a second, because if I maybe missed a question. Yeah, by the way, Rickard, in your comment about pictures, yes, 2 days ago I posted some pictures for an update for our followers, and I have even posted one picture, I think, that with a failed print, that we as well explained what happened. It was a car. So of course, as with every printer, you of course you have issues. You have failed prints if the part hasn't been properly adapted or sliced and so on. So therefore it's normally requires calibration. On our side, we don't have the time so much to do very lot of content at the moment, because we are printing parts for the printer, and therefore we have watch out for the channel for DE 3D Printman Bart. He's at the moment printing a katana sword, and which is already like that, has been that much printed. And yesterday night, or this night, he has printed something like that block of, I don't know how it's called, block of something.
Lego.
Lego?
Yeah, it's Lego. It's
a
Lego.
Very big for Lego.
Yeah, it's very scaled
Okay,
up.
maybe a super-sized Lego piece. So watch for his channel. Here I'm writing down his channel again. 3D Print Men on Instagram for the guys, if you have Instagram. Right, Simon is asking, did you consider on breaking a world record longest 3D print ever? Yes, we did. We will not share what we intended to do. So at the moment, the largest the world record is 37 1.5 meters from a company in US. They do actually space printing, and they have actually made a proof of concept and so on. And we thought of that already by summer. We have actually reached out for the Guinness World Record organization. We have talked to them, etc., etc. And we will do that once we have more time, because at the moment our printers are busy. We just received the belts, and yeah, now we can grow a printer farm. Right. Please, if I have missed your question, please don't be mad on me. All right. So let's do some latest update on my side before we go to our guest. We are now in preparation for. Wait. From CJ Croft, is the belt smoother than the previous one, or is it the same?
It's the same.
So we are now in the preparation for shipping our, sending out the printers to the Christmas backers. Basically, we will start doing that from next week on. For international shipping, we will use UPS, because so far they have been the most reliable. It costs us a fortune, but they have been very, very reliable. For German shipping, we will use DHL. And we expect, at this point, we expect that that the printers for the Christmas backers should arrive latest on the 18th, and still there will be some buffer time. Who knows? Because maybe the mail is going to be very busy, but there still will be some buffer time. All right. There was a question about cloud remote control. What do you mean by that? So the printers have a Raspberry Pi built inside, which enables connection to the Wi-Fi and then to the cloud, and means as well that you guys can manage the printer from distant, and you can see by the camera what's going on, and it even allows concepts of giving us support if you give us the permission, so we can remotely even access the printer, see the settings, help you to calibrate, to optimize it. So so this enables a total new interaction between us as a company and you guys, if there's a problem or if there's something we can help you with or improve or something on. And furthermore, it enables you even for like having a farm and managing the farm from home. Yeah, and there will be much more on that, because we want to enable entrepreneurship with the printers, so that people can yeah, basically receive orders and make money with that. Right. Right. Rene, you have amazing facial hair. Yeah. What's the story behind that? What's the story behind your beard?
Behind the beard, it's a very personal. Ich habe ihn wachsen lassen, seitdem meine Mutter gestorben ist.
So he's growing his beard since his mom passed away. When was it?
Vor 2 Jahren.
2 years ago. What's the why did you connect that to your mom?
Ich habe dann, das hat sich so ergeben. Das war so ein Punkt, wo ich gesagt habe, von wegen, ja, okay, ich lasse ihn jetzt stehen und lasse ihn jetzt wachsen. Das hatte so ein bisschen Geschichte, dass meine Mutter sehr schwer krank war. Und während dieser Krankheitsphase habe ich gesagt, okay, ich lasse ihn jetzt wachsen. Und seitdem hat er dann dementsprechend diese Länge.
So Rene's mom was very sick. And he has already started to grow the beard since then. And is there a limit? Is there something needs to happen that you would say, I will cut it slightly or fully? What needs to happen?
Also es hat jetzt keinen, also Sagen wir es mal so, ich versuche den jetzt schon seitdem länger wachsen zu lassen, er wächst nicht länger. Also ich möchte den eigentlich noch ein ganzes Stück tiefer haben, aber er wächst nicht mehr.
So 3D moods. So that's as well the question, because they had asked why is it not growing further, and Rene just asked it's actually not growing anymore. So you can't play Santa Claus.
Ja, richtig. Yeah.
So Santa Claus is
a little bit longer.
And Martin, you started to grow your beard. I mean, you actually keep on growing the beard.
Yeah, I just shaved it.
Yeah, but it's much bigger than some months ago.
No, last week it was much bigger.
Yeah,
yeah. I know the pictures. I see the pictures, and there was longer.
And you have no intention to grow the beard like that?
No, it's itchy, so I don't like it.
All right. Never cut it, become Gandalf. Right. Yeah, I mean, now there's a conversation about shaving and beards. I only trust people with beards. Yeah. I think Rickard has a beard as well, right? Yeah. So, talking about your beard, talking now about you. First of all, maybe let me ask you, why did you reach out to us? Why did you reach out for a conversation to us?
Yeah.
What made you do that?
Ich versuche es auf Deutsch. Also ich interessiere mich jetzt schon seit Anfang der Corona-Zeit, vor allem vermehrt, über Fließbanddrucker.
He's interested for belt printers since the beginning of Corona.
Ich habe in der Corona-Zeit selber mit meinen 10 Druckern Masken hergestellt.
Within Corona time, Rene produced masks.
Und habe ich alleine für mich schon alleine 2000 Masken an Krankenhäusern verteilt.
Wow, just himself, he has distributed 2000 masks to hospitals.
Und wir haben eine Gruppe gegründet für Osnabrücker Landkreis, wo wir innerhalb von 3 Monaten knapp 8.500 Masken an Krankenhäusern verteilt haben.
Together they formed a group with several other makers.
60 other makers.
60.
60.
So 60 makers created 8,000 masks,
yeah,
and distributed them to hospitals.
Yeah, for free. Completely for free.
Wow.
Und da war natürlich mein Gedanke schon ganz stark dafür, wie schön wäre es, einen Fließbanddrucker zu haben, der das selber macht.
And there he had already the thought of, hey, so a belt printer would be so needed. So you're like a social entrepreneur.
Ein was?
Social entrepreneur. So somebody who's giving is entrepreneurial for the society and gives back something to society.
Yeah.
Like a superhero who's using 3D printing skills to help the people.
Das war der Hintergedanke. Und zwar hatte ich schon Masken hergestellt und habe dann jemanden getroffen, der war dann auch für mich mit der Organisation mit beschäftigt. Wir beide haben dann nach und nach das Team aufgebaut. Und zwar schönen Gruß an Matze Lauinger. Und zwar, wir haben dann das Team immer weiter aufgebaut und innerhalb, wie gesagt, von 3 Monaten über 8.500 Masken verteilt, die wir auch selber sogar ausgefahren haben.
So he met a person who supported him and overall they got faster in the processes, and they actually even distributed the masks by driving themselves to the hospitals and distributing the masks as well. So here's a question from M14. How will belt printers speed up your mask process, for example?
Speed up vielleicht nicht unbedingt, aber es erleichtert mir die Arbeit, dass ich nicht selber alle 2 Stunden die Drucker wieder bedienen muss.
So the response is, it doesn't necessarily speed up, or not maybe speed up, but it helps him a lot physically that he doesn't have to clean off the print bed every 2 hours.
Ich habe 100 Masken pro Tag hergestellt.
He created 100 masks per day and was even on newspapers. Yeah, newspaper? He was in the Zeitung.
Ja, in der Zeitung, ja.
He was in the in local newspapers about that. Okay, so you saw that we are doing some belt printing, and what made you contact us?
Ja, der Hintergedanke war der, ich bin vor geraumer Zeit auf Thingiverse auf euch aufmerksam geworden.
So he actually found us on Thingiverse.
Ja.
Found the open source printer.
Yes, genau. Und dann, ich habe das realisiert, aber bin dann irgendwann auf Creality gestoßen.
So he found us on Thingiverse, and then continued to research, and then he found actually Creality's belt printer.
Ja, und habe dann schon die Ähnlichkeiten gesehen.
He saw the similarities.
Und kurze Zeit darauf habt ihr ja schon dementsprechend eure Kickstarter.
And some time later, after he discovered it, we announced that we're going to go for Kickstarter.
Ja. Und da war es für mich klar, ich muss dringend mal mit euch sprechen. Ich möchte das Ganze unterstützen.
And there he decided that, oh, we have to talk as soon as possible in order for him to support us. So now you're here. Welcome.
Ja, hi.
So what's your impression? We have we made ourselves naked from a transparent perspective. So let's share with the backers all over the world. What have you seen? Are we the way we are on stream? Are we real? Do we exist? And yeah, what's your impression?
Also mein erster Eindruck war natürlich, dass ihr schon ganz schön fleißig seid. Also ich habe auf jeden Fall, als ich dementsprechend eure Türen das erste Mal geöffnet habe, haben wir schon ganz schön viele Pakete gesehen. Überall Pakete. Ihr seid fleißig. Und
Hast du fleißig dabei auf Englisch?
Busy?
No,
Ja.
nicht busy, ist fleißig. Also, ja, oder
Working hard, yeah.
ja.
his first impression when he came to us, when he came here, is like that we are very hardworking and busy. As he opened the door, and there were lots of packages, lots of parcels everywhere.
All the
Everywhere.
parts for all the
Everywhere.
printers. Yeah.
Und ja, dann habe ich ja dann dementsprechend auch die einzelnen Drucker mal sehen dürfen, vor allem auch von der Historie, wie das Ganze so ein bisschen entwickelt ist bei euch. Und das war für mich dann auch der wichtigste Punkt, mit euch sowieso dann zu sprechen. Ich liebe die Geschichte vom 3D-Druck und ich liebe das, wie es sich entwickelt hat über die letzten Jahre. Und dementsprechend hatte ich auch schon in der Vergangenheit sehr viele Gespräche mit Leuten, die dann auch in der 3D-Druck-Szene was erreicht haben oder Innovationen gebracht haben. Und das begeistert mich immer mehr.
He saw our product line from the history to today, and even to some prototypes for the future. And he is interacting with people who are innovators in the scene and wants to kind of collaborate, support them.
Ja, vor allem zum Kennenlernen und zumindest zu erfahren, wie sind die überhaupt auf die Idee gekommen.
To get to know to them and to understand how did they come up with the concept, the idea.
Also ich habe vor 2 Wochen beispielsweise
Bye, Richard.
Ich habe vor 2 Wochen beispielsweise jemanden kennengelernt, der für Resindruckern eine Tankerweiterung entwickelt hat. Und zwar, die füllt den Resintank vollautomatisch wieder auf über Flüssigkeitsaustausch.
You translate.
So we met somebody that does the resin printing, and he actually made a reservoir, an additional reservoir for the resin printer that fills up the resin bath with a fluid system, so to keep it level. So you can, from an externally reservoir, you can refill the printer.
Und das ist absolute Innovationsgeist hier. Und das finde ich, was mich so begeistert an 3D-Druck. Die Community, die wächst, und die Community wächst immer weiter, und das finde ich super.
Weil sonst bin ich durch. Und
that is actually what fascinates Rene. So that there's so much innovation, so many cool ideas about 3D printing, and he loves to be involved with this, to take part in this and see all these new innovations.
So welcome, you're here. So share your insights. give feedback, give honest feedback.
Yeah.
Come, let me put the camera a bit differently.
So. Ja, also das, was ich definitiv gesehen habe, ich habe viele Sachen nachgefragt. I asked several questions about the leveling system, how the printer is leveled or has to be leveled. And this is a very interesting part. I speak with Martin about the leveling, and my question was, is it hard to level? And he showed me that it's not really hard to level because, as he already explained, you only have to level other 3 points, and you have no points to level more. And by other printers, you have so many things to thinking about to level, like a Cartesian printer or a portal printer as well, with 4 or 3 points, and you have always to level up one side against the other side, so it's very flat. So this problem you don't have here, not so much as a normal portal printer. And this is a very interesting system. Meine Frage, dementsprechend habt ihr auch weniger Probleme dann mit Warping allgemein. Das wird allgemein nur über den Belt dann reguliert. Und dadurch, dass er straff ist, bleibt er gerade. Ne?
So his question is do we have less problems with warping because of
No. This does not help with warping. Warping is because of the material properties, because of the temperature difference. Of course, that is all the same. The orientation is different, so the lines are laid differently, so they are not printed like this. Because of course, in this orientation, you have the most warping. They are laid like this, so you should have less warping in this orientation. But actually, warping is something you need to watch out for.
Okay.
There can be warping, especially with very big parts, and you need to maybe have some helper discs, print with a raft, or do some other tricks and close the printer to counter the warping. So. But you don't have leveling issues. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Your print does not fail because it's not perfectly leveled. As I told you, these printers are easy to level and forgiving. So when it's leveled good, then it also prints good.
Okay. You said the cube was printed in 300 millimeters. In which layer height is this printed?
I don't know. I didn't do the test, but I think it was 0.2 or 3 or so.
Okay.
Something like this. Yeah.
It's very fast. Yeah. Okay. And I saw other belt printing systems that was divided into temperature zones. One temperature zone was for warming up the belt, and the other temperature zone was for cooling down the printer belt. For the trend to separate the printed part of the belt. You use only heating up the heat plate as heating up, with no cooling down system. Is it enough? Is it enough to separate the part from the belt without rough? Wie nennt man das? Trennen. Separate.
So it's not a problem because of the separation.
Okay.
It's a problem because of warping. Because when on the heated bed, the part is still warm, and then it goes over the roller. You can have some deformation.
Yeah.
So that can be a problem with this. but in reality, in our tests, we don't see it. We also build belt printers with a cooling zone.
Okay.
So, but it doesn't help too much. So, as we see it, it's not needed, but it works fine without. But maybe in future printers, we also might have a cooling zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Martin, we had this week an interesting call with a titan in the business, and somebody who as well inspired you. We had a call with Mr. William Steele, and maybe we can share a little bit with the community some insights we got from that, some maybe improvements we will consider to add with the printer, so that the backers, even for Christmas and the backers for March, will already have them included. I mean, we will ship the new. If we do changes, we will ship a separate pack. If we do changes for the Christmas printers, we will send you guys a package, like upgrade package, probably by February. And for the March, we will already do the improvements. So maybe give a slight direction, because we're still not finished with that. What might be improved? Can you already comment that? What just the ideas?
So there will be some improvements. There might be an additional bracket at the top of the printer to make it more stable. We might exchange these parts, because all of the laser cut parts are not acrylic, but only these parts are acrylic, because these are standard parts, and we got them in acrylic. So we tried to use them, but some of them snapped already, even if it's 8mm acrylic. I could not believe it myself, but maybe these will be exchanged also with our not acrylic, much more durable polymer. And maybe a holder for the power supply, because it's a bit wobbly. And that's basically it.
What about making it a bit stiffer here? Oh, you already, okay. Cool. This one still has the old screen. Why? We have the other models with the new screens.
Yeah.
We just
some of them. We only have this printer on hand. All the other printers are in the farm. Yeah. Produce the parts for the backers.
Guys, please drop us more questions. They're silent in the group. Either we are so super interesting, and that all of you guys are flashed. But please continue with questions. So, I would now. What's with me? Very passionate. Thank you so much. So, here we go. Now it's my turn. I would like to share with you where we do the magic, where actually there's how to say it. 2.5 years ago, we started in a room with no windows, and in that room were like 30 square meters. We're working like 4 people simultaneously, no windows. We actually had even to have additional like filters for filtering the air, because it was so, such a bad air. We had to as well have to ventilators to give us the air from somehow outside, because it was a mess. Now we have a 200 square meter office just on that floor. We have now from yesterday moved into 120 square meters, two floors below us, and we're gonna move from first in additional space of 270 square meters. And I will show your office after responding to your questions. How long is the Bowden tube?
Long enough.
40 Zentimeter, 30,
maybe
40, 30, 40 centimeters.
I actually don't know. So I've never measured it.
So there was a comment about that the other printer from China uses 240 frame while you had 220 frame. Will there be any changes to that?
No, we will stay with the 2020 extrusions, and we will have an additional bracket to make it stiffer. But what we also have is here in the back where the movement system is. These are also aluminium rods, but they are full aluminium, so they are not hollow inside. So these are super sturdy, way sturdier than 2040s, and this is where the printer runs. So these needs to be sturdy, they need to be stiff, and that's what they are. So they are way better than 2040 extrusions. And here in the front, and for this, I don't think it's really necessary. We even carry the printer here and there, and this is stiff enough as it is.
Yeah, we have carried actually a lot of times for moving it around, moving different places, moving from one office to another office. Good. As you noticed, we have some filament there, but we will come in the end of the video to that. And now, last question, what are your typical reaction settings? Martin, if you can comment that. What are typical reaction settings?
Retraction.
With what?
I think it's asked for retraction.
Retraction settings.
I don't know. I don't make the profiles, so.
You don't make the profiles, so. Cool. All right, guys. So let's start with showing you a little bit about our office. If you want to see, I mean, if you don't want to see, then we can stay here in this room and then be next to the printer. Yes or no? Office or no office? Say yes, say yes, say yes. How does the belt length affect the printer?
I don't understand the question.
If the belt is longer, will it have an effect?
When it's loose, yeah, does not work. Yeah.
When it's loose,
when it's too long.
Like when it's like, I don't know, a meter or something. Is there any point for that?
I don't understand the question.
Okay. Don't understand. All right, guys. Right, let's start. I will start with something very like normal. I mean, we have a kitchen. We have a kitchen. Of course, we care about the climate, so we have these things like all over the place, because actually we do that in our company with an office with other company. So here's actually the office space. Martin, for example, is sitting here. That's a typical.
Don't show my mess.
Yeah, but this is normal.
I'm a creative person.
Yeah, creative. Yeah, it's mess. I call it always a mess, but up to you to decide. We have here the HR team, strategy sitting here. Hello, Eugene, if you see us. Now let's go to the other room. So this is where we have the my table is over here. Then here we have the software development going on. We have the marketing. We have support. We're using, by the way, if you know Agile, and the projects are here. So this is actually what we do. Furthermore, we have at the moment a person just doing all day long sorting the screws, just all day long sorting the screws for you guys that we're gonna put into the bags. Right. Here we have lots of stuff. Actually, for the call, I have prepared various models as well to show you guys. And this is, you see the dollar? It's actually a giveaway. It's a calibration card. Every printer is gonna, or every package is gonna have lots of iFactory dollars inside. So it has in here the pyramid. It says new print order, then make will print, and make us we trust, and so on and so on. So let's continue with your office tour. Kannst du das vielleicht halten?
Ja, natürlich.
Ja, damit ich es sehe. Genau. Okay, let's go. Here you see our mess. And even more mess, all 3D printing stuff. Here we have done various experiments with Kapton tape. What else?
Kapton, PET tape.
What else?
Nothing else.
Huh?
There's yellow, black, and green PET tape. Different grades.
Yeah, it's you know, nothing fancy, you know. Boxes, yes, a cat would love that. Right. So this is actually where the printer farm used to be until yesterday. So we have moved that to the second floor. By the way, the internet is very bad on the second floor. So otherwise we would have shown it there as well. So we need to still connect everything properly. Right. Then you have one of the printers here. You have another printer. Then here, that's actually the only Cartesian printer we have. We are a big fan. I mean, we have a Ultimaker printer. We are very happy with. This is our own developed spool holder. I mean, you guys, the engineering guys, can do something like that as well. It's not rocket science. Right. Let's go on. Here's actually how we are walking around. Right. By the way, another again, we continue to plan our stuff. Let's go for here. This is our photo box. It's our telephone box with us. Here we have a silent room over here. Here is actually our social room where people can hang out. There's another printer where we do as well printing as well. Let's continue. Right, more techie stuff, more planning. Yeah. Here, it's already gone. So, wait, is the camera not working properly? So we have more techie stuff, more techie stuff everywhere. We have as well some, let's say, prototypes that we are not showing. Here's where the hard work happens. And like you see here, it's actually that we are assembling, disassembling, or how you call it, etc. Right, Einstein had a nice quote on clean desks. Yes, looks like my desk. Yes. Or what else? Yes, actually we had visitors before, and it was even messier than now. By the way, just a second. I mean, the camera isn't kind of, yeah, now the camera is fine. Let's go for the final room over here. Next here. And here you see, again, more stuff. Yeah, we had before printers even built up over here. Now it's all below. Yeah, and basically that's it. It's that was our office. And let's go back now to the room, because we wanted to share with you something cool. And I will unveil the information why we have several huge spools of 8 kilograms built up. Right, first of all, so yeah, how was the tour? It was just one floor. We have like another floor now with 125 square meters, and from the first the new year, we're going to have even more. Yes, there was a laser cutter. Yes, there was it. Right, sure. By the way, Ben, if you're looking for work, come over. We are growing. We have I think 10 vacancies now online. So come, everyone. We look for everyone to come to help us. Right. So what's up with that? Our supplier today, I have picked up 50 kilogram of PETG. It's kind of dark green. It's a very, very nice shiny green. And we wanted to ask you for your opinion. What should we do with that? We have an idea, but would like to hear your opinion on that. Maybe we should do something much, much cooler, because we have five of them, 6 of them. I think we have, basically we have 50 kilogram, we have several of them. And we thought of printing the largest 3D printed Christmas tree. Again, largest 3D printed Christmas tree. Is that something that you guys want to see? Or should we, I don't know, print an alligator or something else? Because we have 50 kilogram of that. We intended to do something cool. What should we print? Let us know your opinion. And then we just analyze some ideas. And if you have something cooler than the largest 3D printed Christmas tree ever, then we go for that. Please drop your message in the comment. So, in the meantime, we're gonna share with you guys content tomorrow. We're gonna share pictures. We're gonna the 3D print man is gonna share with you his super long prints like the Lego or the katana. I'm gonna do more updates on the Kickstarter backing, on that, you know what's going on, that you know where we are. And next week will be the closing on the Sunday of, basically Sunday, December 13th is going to be the final day of the Kickstarter campaign. Let's give this boost. Share that in your community, that the project, so that we can grow the community. We have now launched iFactory One group on Facebook for international communication, like in English, and we have launched another group called iFactory One Germany or Deutschland. So you can as well join these 2 groups. You just type in on Facebook iFactory One Deutschland or iFactory One International. Then, so guys, what are you're suggesting? 3 is cool. To turn them spools. Yeah, will the extruder able to turn one of them? So is it strong enough to turn?
Let's see. We also have a Bondtech extruder here. Maybe we will do with a geared extruder. Let's see. So
what was the biggest one we did? What was the biggest roll we did before? 5 kilogram?
3.
3? So
3. We also have 8 here. And this is how much? This is over 10 or so.
No, I don't know. It's heavy. It's very heavy.
I don't know if we have a spool holder.
No, it's 8.5.
8.5.
Racing green, 8.5. But it's really, really heavy. It doesn't feel like it's
8 should be possible. We have a spool holder for this.
Yes.
Has very good adherence. Maybe it's possible.
Yes. So guys, what do you think of 3D printed? I think of 50 kilograms is a lot for 4 weeks printing time. And yeah, we'll see. We will dedicate several printers for that. my only worry is that the Christmas tree, until when we finish it, it's Christmas already over or something like that. So that's my only worry. So yeah, drop us your comments, what you want us to print. And it looks like our today's session is coming to the end. Rene, would you like to, do you have anything else to share with the backers or with the people who joined us? Are you gonna tell more about belt printing on your channel? Maybe, yeah, what?
Ja, ich werde auf jeden Fall die Firma iFactory noch weiterhin besuchen und weiter Informationen darüber bringen. Vor allem, wie der Entwicklungsstand ist, auch nicht nur jetzt und nicht nur, wie es so vor 2 Jahren war, sondern auch für die Zukunft, weil es ist auf jeden Fall sehr interessant, euch wachsen zu sehen. Und das werde ich euch weiterhin auf jeden Fall darüber informieren und dann euch dann auch dementsprechend Einblicke darin bieten.
Sorry, what did Rene say?
So he's happy to see us grow, to continue to work with us, and yeah, he's happy to be here.
And then to visit us again, make video of our office, of our growth.
Yeah.
I think it's nice, even if, because our intention is to be very transparent with you guys, so that you see with your help we're able to grow. We can stay in contact with you guys, see how we can improve the printer together. We have lots of plans to make this baby better, that you don't need even to buy a new one, that we just collaborate on already, that it gets better and better and better, and that
da habe ich schon ganz viele Ideen.
Okay. And that our story is your story as well. So we want as well to see you grow with this technology, that you can, I don't know, print many parts for your hobby, that you can maybe start your own business, you can be entrepreneurial, or if you already have a business, that this technology, this belt printing can help you today, or basically when you receive it. All right, we look forward for any more comments on YouTube or on Facebook. If you just continue to drop us your comments about the tree, or how we should actually spend the 50 kilogram PETG on the prints. Regarding the tallest 3D printed Christmas tree, there was a question about that. Well, it's actually about something about 2 meters something, because otherwise we would have problems to get it through the doors, and it's probably going to be printed in various pieces. Otherwise we can't get it through the doors, and we have to print on multiple printers simultaneously, so that we have lots of pieces together. And we actually thought of putting it somewhere where on a public place, and if it gets too high, they will not allow us because of the static. So it's going to be something around 2 to 3 meters, something in between. Rickard, what do you mean about the domain for that? So I bought a domain called printporn.org. So where we gonna just put, sooner or later, when we have time after Kickstarter, lots of printing videos, because some people tend to relax watching 3D printers. Cool. So our community can upload then their videos over there, and yeah, you just, instead of watching like a fire somewhere, you just watch belt printer printing all the time. With that, I'm saying thank you for our community, actually, for participating in the service we did. Thank you for your comments, because you're giving us ideas. You're improving actually our communication with you guys. We as well encourage you to stay in contact with us once we even ship out the printers, because with the Christmas backers, we want to actually have a very close relationship, so that we send you the right upgrade in February, and of course we do the right improvements for the backers who are going to receive it in March. So thank you for your participation so far in the Kickstarter. And finally, guys, let's grow the community. Share the link of the groups. Share the link as well between your friends to pledge as well for Kickstarter, and that we can hit the next target to get everyone as well filament, and so we can actually buy more filament for you guys. And big thank you from all of us. If you're in Europe, we wish you a nice evening. If you're in US, we wish you have a great day, and we look forward to see you next week. Bye bye, guys.